Imagine a world where the sharpest blade was made of stone, where axes chipped from flint shaped entire cultures. Then, suddenly, something changed. A spark, a shimmer, a molten glow in the heart of a fire. For the first time in history, humans discovered a secret hidden deep within the earth: metal. This was no ordinary discovery. It was a revolution that reshaped everything: war, agriculture, architecture, power. But how did it begin? Who were the first to harness the raw elements of the planet and forge them into tools? And could it be that this moment marks the true beginning of civilization as we know it? Let's travel back thousands of years to uncover the thrilling, mysterious, and world-altering origins of metal tools. From stone to fire, the great leap forward. For millions of years, stone ruled supreme. Our ancestors mastered the art of flint knapping, creating hand axes and arrowheads with remarkable skill. The Oldowan and Acheulean tools, dating back nearly 2.6 million years, were the first technological revolutions. These tools were essential for cutting meat, scraping hides, and processing plants. But around 10,000 years ago, a quiet transformation began. Humans started noticing strange greenish rocks in riverbeds and hillsides, rocks that, when heated, changed shape, soft, shiny, malleable. These were no ordinary stones. They were the earliest forms of copper. The first metal tools were not cast in fire, but shaped by hand. Native copper, found in its pure state, could be hammered into simple objects like beads, fishhooks, and pins. Archaeological evidence from northern Iraq and Anatolia shows copper use as far back as 8,700 BCE. But these early copper artifacts were rare and ceremonial. Still, they hinted at a new world of possibilities. Here comes the twist. For a long time, humans didn't know that metal could be melted. The idea of transforming solid rock into liquid, then shaping it into anything they wanted, that was a technological leap of mythic proportions. The first alchemists, melting the earth itself. Around 6,000 years ago in the ancient Near East, early metallurgists discovered how to smelt copper ore. This was no easy feat. It required sustained high temperatures, over 1,000 degrees Celsius, controlled environments, and patience. But the payoff was extraordinary. Smelting allowed for the creation of tools, weapons, and ornaments that were more durable and versatile than anything stone could offer. By 4500 BCE, copper tools and weapons were being produced in regions such as Mesopotamia, the Indus Valley, and Egypt. The first true metal workers emerged, artisans who combined skill, intuition, and chemistry. Civilizations began to rise in tandem with metallurgy. The first metal workers were not mere craftsmen. They were seen as magicians, priests of fire, masters of an elemental force. Their furnaces glowed like miniature suns, transforming Earth into tools of survival and domination. And then came the alloy that changed everything: bronze. By mixing copper with tin, often imported from distant lands, ancient peoples created a metal that was harder, more durable, and easier to cast. This innovation marked the dawn of the Bronze Age, around 3300 BCE in the Near East. Cities like Uruk and Akkad flourished with bronze-tipped plows, chisels, swords, and shields. Trade networks stretched from Britain to Mesopotamia, moving precious tin and copper across deserts, seas, and mountains. From the Sumerians to the Minoans to the Shang dynasty in China, bronze tools and weapons became symbols of power and progress. In fact, the Chinese developed intricate bronze ritual vessels with incredible precision by 1600 BCE, using advanced casting methods that wouldn't be matched in the West for over 2,000 years. But here's the loop. Bronze wasn't the end. It was only the beginning. Iron was known to ancient civilizations, but it was rare and unpredictable. Most of it came from meteorites. nickel-rich stones that fell from the sky and were often considered sacred. The ancient Egyptians even called meteoric iron metal from heaven and used it in the blades of ceremonial daggers. Tutankhamun was buried with one. But around 1200 BCE, everything shifted. Somewhere in Anatolia or the Caucasus, people learned how to smelt iron from earthly ores, unlocking an entirely new age. The Hittites, a powerful Anatolian people, were among the first to master this process. Their iron weapons gave them a devastating military edge. Unlike copper or tin, iron required much higher temperatures, nearly 1,538 degrees Celsius, and more advanced smelting techniques. Blacksmiths developed bellows to pump air into furnaces, dramatically raising temperatures. Once mastered, this new technology unleashed a technological tidal wave. Iron tools were tougher, cheaper, and more abundant. Societies that wielded iron gained immense advantages in farming, warfare, and infrastructure. The Iron Age transformed the known world. In sub-Saharan Africa, independent ironworking traditions emerged, like the Nok culture of Nigeria, which created iron tools and terracotta sculptures by 1000 BCE. In Europe, the Celts became masters of iron weaponry and agriculture. In Asia, iron enabled the rise of vast empires from Persia to India. This wasn't just a technological evolution, it was a total societal transformation. Populations boomed, armies grew deadlier, agricultural output soared. Iron tools meant land could be tilled faster, forests cleared quicker, and buildings raised higher. And the irony? The knowledge of metallurgy spread in waves, through war, migration, and trade. Some societies guarded their secrets, others adapted and innovated. This constant loop of learning, conflict, and adaptation would define the next several thousand years of human history. Metal tools were more than just instruments. They were symbols of status, engines of empire, and catalysts of cultural identity. From the golden death masks of Egypt to the iron swords of Rome, metallurgy was embedded in the very DNA of human progress. Even mythology reflects this awe. Think of Hephaestus, the Greek god of fire and forge, or Vulcan, or the Norse dwarves crafting magical weapons. The forge became a sacred space where matter was transformed and destiny was shaped. In many societies, blacksmiths were both revered and feared. They were believed to possess secret knowledge and to wield powers that blurred the line between science and sorcery. And still, it didn't stop. Iron gave way to steel. The Chinese were producing cast iron as early as the 5th century BCE. In India, the famous Wootz steel, known for its strength and distinctive patterns, became the foundation of Damascus steel, legendary among medieval warriors. Steel gave birth to the Industrial Age. With the invention of the Bessemer process in the 19th century, steel could be mass-produced, paving the way for skyscrapers, railroads, and machines. And today, from the bridges we cross to the circuits in our smartphones, the legacy of that first metal tool lives on. When we think of the milestones of human history, we often recall writing, farming, cities. But the true unsung hero might be the hammer, the chisel, the plow, forged from fire and ore. Metal tools didn't just change how we lived, they changed who we became. Without them, there would be no pyramids, no aqueducts, no engines, no microchips. The story of metal is the story of civilization itself, a saga of fire, earth, and human will. And if you've stayed with us through this molten journey, you're among the few who see the hidden gears of history. But did you know that 99% of our viewers haven't subscribed yet? If you want to keep unlocking the secrets that forged our world, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because this story is just heating up.